Good afternoon. I got home late last night. Actually, I thought it would be the early hours of the morning, but I made good time. Not much traffic on the road, so I was actually the right side of midnight, travelling back from Wales in the Wrexham area. I was up this morning at my desk at home, 6 a.m, finished at 1 p.m, so quite a lot of post-match stuff to do today. I finished, had some food, my favourite, beans on toast, and then down to a pool that has featured very much in my blog entries recently. It's quite windy today. I've got a nice sheltered spot. It's quite cold. I'm wrapped up warm, and at times it's very wet indeed, and that doesn't bother the fish because they're wet already. There you go. I've dealt with all the objections, just cast out. I've put some sloppy brown crumb out there and a few loose maggots, and I'm now waiting for my first fish, and I will be back with that. And while I wait, I drink tea. It's proving to be very slow indeed. The wind is making it slightly difficult to present a bait because it's pulling the float around, and then because I've got a fair amount of weed still in the pool, even though we've had a harsh winter, it's pulling the bait into and the hook into the weed, whereas normally it just settles on there. So that's one big difference, but I should still be getting plucks anyway, even if it's fish messing about with the bait. I have had a hook pull though, and that was a decent fish. I assume a perch, and that's what it is sometimes, isn't it? It's a fine line. I could be sitting here halfway into the session showing off a really nice perch that if I didn't catch anything else it would most certainly be worthwhile. However, I'll tell you what, it's worthwhile anyway. You can't be sitting by the water's edge, can you? And it's dry. It hasn't rained since an initial shower when I first arrived, so that's good. And I'm following the Cymru football app, seeing what's happening in the world of Welsh football today, so keeping in touch with events from there while I fish. That's a good thing about the internet, isn't it? You can stay connected to the world wherever you are. At last, I've been here for ages, and the float dipped and I struck into this. At least I'm not a blanker. Sitting here for so long waiting for a bite, with it being quite windy and cold as well, it took me back to when I was a kid, way back in the 1970s, the early 70s, and I used to go to school in Dudley at Sir Gilbert Claughton Grammar School. It's no longer there, although the building is derelict, that still stands, but the school itself long since gone. And Saturday mornings, it's a Saturday today, I would play football and then finish about lunchtime, and on the way back I used to catch the bus back to Sedgley where I lived. There used to be a tackle shop right at the very top by Top Church. So if you know Dudley, Top Church, walking away from the town, only 3 or 4 shops away, on your left hand side as you walk down, you've got the pub on the opposite, on the corner. Used to be a brewery there, Hanson's Brewery. Used to smell the hops whenever I came out of school. But I used to go into that tackle shop and I would buy maggots, come back home, I'd go fishing, and of course lots of winter fishing, and that's what's brought back the memories for me today, sitting there for a long period of time and not catching anything. But I can't remember what the shop was called. It was a gun shop as well, long since gone. I thought it was Fenwick's, but then thinking about it, Fenwick's was the one in Wolverhampton by the market, if my memory serves me correctly. And I'm thinking it might have been Gordon, Peter, maybe those names in that shop in Dudley. tackle shop. They used to sell maggots and guns as well. And if you know, could you drop me a message on my website in the guest book and put me out of my misery? I've been having a look on my phone while I've been here watching the float and multitasking, but I can't find anything. I'd love to remember what it was called, and I even searched my own website because I'm thinking, I'm sure I've made reference to it over the years, and I did type in Fenwick's and I called that shop Peter Fenwick's. Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was. Peter, yes, it may have been Peter, but not Fenwick's. I'm sure that was the one in Wolverhampton. So if you can put me out of my misery, let me know. I would appreciate that. Memories, great, aren't they?